Let's take a look at while loops. While loops are not terribly different than for loops, and it's another very basic loop type, and it says while something is true, let's execute this code. So what we have here is some other condition, some random condition that is external to the loop, and then we have the code to be looped inside. So it basically says while condition is true, let's execute that code. And so you can kind of think of this as in the same way that you think of an if statement, in the sense that an if statement says if something is true, do the code. And a while loop is just slightly different in that it says as long as that condition is true, keep doing it over and over and over. And so you could literally very easily create a loop that just goes and goes forever. So there's only two pieces here. And the first piece is, of course, the condition. And when the condition evaluates to true, just in the same sense as the if statement condition, the loop will continue. And of course, the code repeated in the loop is the code to be looped in pink there. So what we have is a condition that causes the loop to continue. And each time the loop is executed, that condition is checked again to say, hey, is that still true? And if it is, then it keeps going. So an example of that, if we want to look at example code, a very similar code to what we just looked at with the for loop, where we're counting from 0 to 10 or 0 to 9, basically says let I equal 0. So we're establishing the value of I outside the loop. And then we're saying while I is still less than 10, we're going to run these two lines of code. The first line of code being the console log, and then the next line of code being the increment. So that you can see that this has some of the same basic elements as the for loop, but now the while loop is a little bit more succinct in that it has only the condition as an argument. So again, the condition here is I is less than 10, and inside the loop, we're printing to the console, and then we're incrementing I by 1.